Democrats are now pretending that they're pro-police, that they're tough on criminals. That is a farce, and Americans are seeing right through it, I would think. Let's turn to South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Senator, do you really believe that the Democrats are trying to sell that they're pro-police?
Yeah, anything's possible in America. That's what I love so much about our country. But the only problem they have is America's much smarter than they think they are. You know, they believe the American people really don't listen and pay attention, that they're dumb. And the truth of the matter is, the reason we have the crime problems we have today is because of Biden's policies. When Mayorkas tells you the border is secure, you would be a fool to believe that because it's not secure. The crime problem in this country is directly related to the policies of Democrats in big cities and in the White House. And the reason so many people don't want to be a cop is they don't believe anybody in this administration has their back. And if you want to talk about political violence, I reject it. I reject it on January the 6th. I reject it in Portland. I reject it in New York City. So why don't you talk, President Biden, to your own vice president? You know, one way to encourage political violence is to bail out people who attack the cops on the streets of New York in Black Lives Matter riots. The Vice President of the United States staff raised money to bail people out of jail who rioted in New York, who attacked the cops, and they went right back to crime. You don't hear much about that, do you?
No, you don't. But, Senator, he did bring you up, not specifically, but he brought up a comment you made on Sunday. Let's listen.
Yeah.
The idea you turn on the television and see senior senators and congressmen saying, if such and such happens, there'll be blood in the street. Where the hell are we?
Senator, he's referring to you. What is he talking about? I guess it was a comment you made Sunday when asked about whether President Trump is arrested or indicted.
Yeah, so what I said Sunday was I reject violence, but I also reject a double standard here. So if they try to prosecute President Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, when she was Secretary of State, people in this country will lose faith in law enforcement. You don't hear the president talking about the FBI telling social media outlets that his son's laptop is a bunch of Russian disinformation, and it turns out it was actually true. You don't hear him talking about accountability at the FBI when they presided over an investigation of President Trump where they manufactured evidence, they lied to the FISA court. And what happens in America is that when you're in charge of corrupt investigations, you get hired by CNN and MSNBC to be legal analysts. So that's what people are upset about. I reject violence, but Mr. President, you need to talk to the Vice President of the United States, your Vice President, about bailing out rioters. Doesn't that encourage violence?
Well, absolutely, and no one ever encourages violence because, especially political reasons. That's really important. Peter Strzok's got a TV deal. Lisa Page has got a TV deal. Andy McCabe's got a TV deal.
Right.
And probably James Comey's making too much money doing speeches to settle for an MSNBC contract. Real quick, this just came across. It seems the mass media seems to want to put down Dr. Oz and Herschel Walker every single chance they can. I guess they didn't see the Emerson poll, not usually friendly to Republicans. But Herschel Walker's now leading against Raphael Warnock. When it comes to police, he's got their respect. When it comes to law enforcement in Georgia, he's got their respect. You're in South Carolina near Georgia. What should people know about Herschel Walker?
Well, so number one, he's going to be the next senator from Georgia because Warnock has been in Biden's pocket. He's voted for every policy that Biden wanted him to vote for. He hasn't done a damn thing about secure or broken border. He's increased inflation rather than trying to decrease it. The bottom line is that we're going to do very well in November because the American people, President Biden said something today. What the hell's going on? Here's what's going on, Mr. President. Your policies have led to an invasion at our border, terrorism on the rise. You have inflation rampant. People can't pay the bills anymore and crime in the street. That's why we're going to do very well. Your policies are not working.
And I'm going to talk to Scott Mann in about 10 minutes about this, but he doesn't bring up Afghanistan, the greatest military disaster in my lifetime, maybe ever. But he's going to give a primetime speech about crime, which I think his party is very responsible for.
Can I just say one last thing? You go into Pennsylvania 3 times in a week. How about going to the border once?
Ever. He's almost 80. It will be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Thanks, Senator.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.